Hi everyone, I hope you're all doing well, and today we're talking about Tesla and Tesla stock with the big drop at the moment that it's currently on. I'm going to be talking all things Tesla, about the battery day, my opinions on Tesla right now, how close I am to buying into the company and everything like that, guys. So as always, smash that like button and we'll take a look at Tesla. So Tesla, 10% down today after the drop, after the big battery day event, the event that really did help this stock price go on a massive shoot up recently. That and the stock split news have really been the reason why this company has now got a market cap of 350 billion. You know, previously to the announcement of battery day and also the stock split, you know, this was probably about a 250 billion stock. So this was a big event in Tesla. This is the one that everyone kind of has been talking about over the last 2 months, but don't forget about battery day. Whenever Tesla's mentioned, it's always being followed up with, but don't forget about battery day. And it's been one of the biggest events that we've been looking forward to for a while, but clearly, obviously the red day in the stock market hasn't helped, but clearly quite a few investors were very underwhelmed with the battery day event, and I'll kind of give my opinion on it, and if I thought it was a bad event or if it was a good event, and I'll walk you through it. At the moment, as we're recording this, it's currently Thursday morning, so it's about 8 AM right now, so I'm not sure where the stock market will be going by the time this video has gone up. At the moment, the pre-market is in red. After hours, Tesla was down another 3%, and like I say, at the moment it's down 30% off highs. You know, it was back at highs at $500. It's currently about $380. So I don't exactly know where it'll open up today. It's looking like it could be red, but overall we have seen a bit of a pullback in Tesla, and especially after the battery day event, which everyone were kind of, you know, expecting really big things from. So just in case you don't know, my opinion on Tesla in general is that I love the company. It's just the valuation that I just can't get my head around. I just think it's a very steep valuation, and you know, there's a lot of growth already priced into the stock. But if Tesla was at the right sort of prices, it would be a company that I would be very much happy to buy into, because I think the vehicles are fantastic, and also from the side of it as like an energy company as well, I think it's got big legs to grow, and people don't really talk about that side of the company that much. But we'll take a look at battery day. So battery day for us guys in the UK was Tuesday, and it was Tuesday night. I don't know if any of you guys tuned in for the event, and straight off the bat I was like, that's a cool idea. Like where Elon Musk got people to sit in like the Model 3s and watch the event from the Model 3s, and every time like if he said something good, people were like beeping the horns. I was like, that's a really cool event. So it was something a little bit different. So straight off I was like, that's a really cool idea. That's something that's got Elon Musk written all over it. So I was pretty impressed with that idea straight off. We basically started off with the shareholders meeting before we went into the battery day. I think the big standout thing, everything that was said in the shareholder meeting was things that we kind of already knew really, and I think that's why the stock didn't really move that much off like the shareholder meeting. The only thing that kind of stood out was the Shanghai factories, and that they're pretty much going to still ramp up the amount of cars that can be produced out of that factory. So that was kind of cool, because I actually didn't know that they had that much growth still left in the Shanghai factory. I knew they left a bit of room for extending it and to build more, but I didn't realise that's how much they were going to be scaling it up by. And overall, like, Tesla's aiming to produce 500,000 cars this year. We'll see what happens. It needs to have a strong Q3 and Q4 to do that. So we'll see what happens. It is, like I say, it is trying to get 500,000 cars. We'll see what happens. And then we got on to the battery day event. The battery day event was that it was cool, right? It was cool, and the technology was cool. And the problem is with Tesla stock is that it is now priced at perfection. There's a lot of growth priced in. And the technology that Tesla brought out, without doubt, was fantastic. You know, the 6-time power, the 16% battery range, and it's not here yet, but it's going to be here soon. But the thing is, I think that everyone kind of thinks that Tesla are going to carry on, are going to carry on developing the company. And if they're going to carry on developing the company, the batteries need to improve. And I think people kind of expected this from Tesla. I think everything that was said with the battery was already expected with Tesla, and that's why people buy into it, because of the technology developing, the company always developing, the growth side of it. So I think everything that was said was kind of already expected with the company. It was fantastic, don't get me wrong. But I think that everything that was said about the 6 times power, the 16% battery range, I think we kind of expected Tesla to be there in a year or two anyway. I think we always expect them to carry on moving forward, and I think that's the big event. I think the thing is that everyone went into this event thinking this is something that was going to get announced straight off. I think everyone kind of thought what's going to happen is Tesla are going to say something amazing like, oh, just let you know, we've had a breakthrough in batteries, production has already started, and we're going to have 16% range in the next quarter. I think that's what kind of everyone was kind of expecting to blow away investors. And I think everyone kind of got information that was already priced in, and they thought that was going to happen anyway in the future. And I think that was one of the problems that Elon Musk and Tesla had with the event. Even though the technology was fantastic, I think it just, a lot of it was priced in. And I think the event in general, like Elon Musk and the other guy that was with him, I totally forgot his name, who does work on a lot of the battery side of it. They did a good job of like explaining how the battery is going to work, how they're going to make these batteries a lot cheaper, and that's going to bring prices down on the vehicles as well. But end of the day, guys, the thing is that at a kind of shareholders meeting, as an investor presentation, the thing is with this is that people that buy into Tesla stock, all they're bothered about is why they're going to make money, why is the share price going to go up. And I felt like at the presentation, even though it was good and the technology was fantastic, the problem is a lot of people there were there thinking, tell me some amazing news why the share price is going to go up. Tell me something amazing. Tell me how I'm going to make money. And it's not their fault because they're really proud of the technology that they've done. But maybe they could have done it some other way. But I felt like the amount of detail that they went into the batteries and how the batteries are going to work was just way too much. I think, you know, maybe spend, you know, 2-3 minutes talking about the technology, but then go, so because of that technology, what's going to happen is we're going to reduce in 2022, the prices are going to reduce 50%. In 2021, this is the amount of power that we're going to get. This is going to help us with sales at so-and-so. And talk about numbers, talk about why that's going to help shareholders, how that's going to make them more money. I felt like they spent too long going into the technology, and like I say, what they said was fantastic, but the problem is you've got people in the room that are not bothered how Electron works. You know, people in that room are just there for like, why is Tesla share price going to go up? Tell me why we should carry on getting excited about this company. Shock me with some information. And I think that everything was said was kind of already predicted with Tesla in that kind of price, at the valuation it is at. And I just felt like it just was a bit too much for too many people, and it needed to be a little bit more of tailored to why people are going to make money that hold the shares. And like I say, it wasn't exactly Elon's fault because he did a really good job explaining how good this technology is, and it's going to be fantastic for the company. But I think it just needs to be a little bit more dumbed down for investors, and it just needs to be a little bit more of towards their end of why the share price is going to go up because of this. I think he needed to talk a bit more shareholder language. So I think overall the event was okay. I think the technology could have took people by a little bit more surprise. Like I say, because it's still, you know, quite a bit out before we get it. Like I say, I think the language that was used at the event could have been a little bit more shareholder friendly rather than, you know, going into a bit of a science lesson. There was also some information about the autopilot at the event, which also said they've kind of restructured it and it's going to be a little bit better than what it was before. Like I say, we had the Shanghai, and also the little news that was snuck in is that because of the battery and then being able to now produce batteries for cheaper, is that there's going to be a $25,000 car coming in 3 years time. But like I said on this channel, I said before, I think that at some point I think there's going to be a cheaper car coming in, and I actually thought it was going to be 2 years time. So 3 years time, I was pretty close on that one, a little bit longer than what I was expecting. But yeah, I think, you know, we did expect more of a price friendly car for consumers to come out at some point. So it's good news that we are getting one. Like I say, I think that was kind of also another thing that's already been priced into the company. Like I said, I've said on the channel previously in quite a few videos that I believe there'll be a 25,000 car coming within 2 years, but obviously 3 years, pretty close on that one. And also the little other news that did come out of Tesla, which wasn't anything to do with the event, is that there was a leaked email coming out about Elon saying that they could potentially hit record delivery numbers in this quarter over the next few days. And like I say, we should probably get the delivery numbers for this quarter probably next week, so we'll see what happens on that side of it. So overall, what's my opinion on Tesla right now? What do I think about the share price? What do I think about the battery event in general? Well, I'd give the battery event probably 5 out of 10. I can see why investors were a bit underwhelmed by it. At the same time, some of the technology that was there was very, very good. You know, it's what we kind of expected from Tesla, and they delivered. I think it's just that there's just too big of expectations on Tesla at the moment. I think that's the big, you know, the big fall for it right now. But the technology was good. I just think maybe it could have been presented a little bit better as well. But overall, not too bad of an event. So that leaves me where I'm at with Tesla. Well, like I say, I'm a big fan of the company. The big thing I've always struggled to get around at the moment is the valuation of the company. It's just one of those where you're paying for a lot of expected things already priced into it, and it's trying to get a fair valuation for the stock. And when it drops down to 350, it's a lot better than 500 for sure. It's getting a bit better prices. I think for me to just get a little bit more tempted, I would like to see it dropped into the 200 range. I think if I did see Tesla eventually drop into the 200 range, and I think the market cap would then drop down a little bit into the 200 billion range as well. I think if it gets into the 200 range, then we start talking where I can see it worth investing in Tesla and worth paying up for that growth. So it's kind of getting there. We'll see what happens. Obviously, we've got maybe if delivery numbers miss or earnings are bad, that might be the next catalyst to bring it down. Maybe we see a few more weak hands getting out of the stock, and then maybe we'll get that price point. But I think that if you were to buy at this range, it's not the worst price ever. It's definitely better than buying at 500. Bit of a better valuation, but for me, I would just like to see it just sneak down a little bit more, and then I'll be quite happy to buy into the company. So we'll see what happens. But overall, battery day, not too bad of an event. The technology was good. I think it's just that it has so big expectations right now, and let's see what happens with Tesla over the next coming few days, couple of weeks. We might see the stock go down a little bit further. Depends where the markets go as well in general, because if we have a few red days, then this one might pull down a little bit. We'll see what happens. But overall, that's my thoughts on Tesla right now, guys. So I hope you enjoyed the video. As always, smash the like button, subscribe if you're new around here, and I'll see you in the next video.